Antarctic, an amazing place because have a potential of scientifics and a big problem of territorial conflicts between 19 countries. We will study all his history of this problem because this problem starts between 1959. The international community understood that it was necessary to establish a regional administrative regime in the area, which was embodied in the Antarctic Treaty, which came into force in 1961. The agreement was signed by 12 countries that include Russia and the United States of North America. This agreement has a participation of the other countries like Chile, USA, Romania, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Norway, Argentina, France, Britain, Ireland, Russia, and the other colony of Britain. The exceptional judicial aspect of the treaty is due to the fact that it is focusing on the fundamental administrative principles of the Antarctic region. The United Nations Convention, according to the protocol of this treaty, put the objective of this, it will be only to cooperative and investigation territorial use, not for extract the minerals that many other countries that are looking for. Which type of minerals are looking for? Are they looking for a mineral like zinc, salt, like another type of mineral to the industry and the fabrics? There is important for these countries to establish that this is not a territory for conflict, it's a territory for investigation and cooperation. The exploitation of the natural resources of the Antarctic area, where it has become, is a lawless territory, where transnational corporations have sought ways to exploit the biological potentials, also the territorial without equity between the countries, has led to a problem where the investigations that are wanted to be carried out are limited by the properties and regulations that each nation has. According to the agreement of the Antarctica, no one has the right to delineate the territorial limits there, nor to exploit mineral deposits. The Antarctic Agreement, which prohibits the extraction of resources, the territory of the continent, is reviewed every 50 years. In 2009, the revision, no changes were made. The document, but does not exclude for the next meeting of the representatives of the countries of the agreement proposals, can be elaborated regarding to the borders of this map. The parties involved in this territorial conflict was signed the first time for Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South African Union, Soviet Union, United Kingdom, Great Britain, and the United States. Once signed, it was open to ratification for the signatories, since it had been established that only once the instruments of ratification of all signatory states were deposited would it take effect, so it was not until June 23 of 1961 that it became effective. Other states have been added. The foundation of these territorial claims has been in the framework of very legal titles, so we can distinguish the discovery and exploration, the occupation, and the quadrant theory. Antarctic divides in 4 quadrants: 1, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. These quadrants are divided for the investigation and looking for minerals to the only use of scientists and investigators of the countries. To resolve the issues, there is irrelevant that is that it's known to have mineral deposits, although easily accessible deposits are rare, and even they are not economically viable. One of the main problems is that everything is covered in ice. How do we know that exactly is down there, and how will the matters inside be removed? It has been suggested that rocks in the Antarctic contains oil and gas and other type of minerals, and even if this is case, it's unlikely that they could ever be explored commercially. Reliable that have estimated this authority that will cost more than $100 million per barrel to obtain Antarctic oil. The current price of oil per barrel in 2015 are $58. The problem of the species that will be affected by exploitation of the resources also taken into account when conduct experiments and investigation of several laboratories can be affect the ecosystem of the animals and the habitat of the earth. The solutions of our solution and our proposal in immediate action is to verify the agreement of the countries involved, and this agreement be evaluated to cover other 50 years, and don't be expected that one of these countries try to get the oil and the gas of the minerals. We need to do this action immediately and take and also a council between all these nations and the United Nations to don't be moved or attack the ecosystem of these animals. Another proposal that we think our team is a permanent solution among the topics and measures adopted. Apart from the annual information exchange and the consultation of these topics of common interest, we find that those related and the promotion of the principal objectives of the treaties, they can use the Antarctic for peaceful purposes, like, for example, protection and conservation of these animals, giving appointments and giving also supports for better all the conditions. And also it can be useful that in the future we create a secretary that we can specialize in the protected areas, fight safety, and also is do a strategic secretary of the Meteorological Information Service of the sea navigation. Making also a secretary of telecommunications that all the countries can be joining. This type of adoption and these conventions, they will try to regulate the aspects between all the countries and will also bring peace, tranquility, and the protections of the system of this region. Our final opinion as a team is that we think that the Antarctic problem is a problem that in the current days is important, not for all the person, but it is important for the system and the climate change that we in the future we see the possible consequences of the loss of many species.